Hey guys, it's me, RyFips. Welcome back to the channel. It's about time for another vlog. So I want you guys to live, feel, dream about my cars. Like, I absolutely love my cars and I want you guys to check them out. So up next, Lambo LM-002. This is one of the coolest cars in my collection. They're all cool, but this is one of the coolest cars. The first Lambo I ever bought was an LM-002. It was a black one. Sylvester Stallone was the second owner of that car. Pretty rad. It does have a little connotation of being called the Rambo Lambo, and I actually owned the original Rambo Lambo, so I thought that was super cool. But we're not talking about that one. That was like 10 years ago. I sold it. I was really upset that I sold it, so I needed to add another one back into the collection. So when I started looking, I always like really rare and unique cars, Lambos, but I found this one. This one's extra special. This one is one of two that Lamborghini painted in Verde. So there's only two in the world, and this is one of them. So this one originally was delivered to Japan and then imported into the US, and that's where I bought it. I bought it out of the US. And the other Verde LM lives in Italy. So kind of that's where the two are. One in Canada, one in Italy. So that's what makes this one really, really rare. It's also the 30th one ever built. So Lambo only made about 300 trucks for the world, and this is the 30th one built. So it's a 1986, and it's a very, very early car. So a lot of it is different than the newer versions. They built the Lambo truck from 1986 to the early 90s. So I've got a sliding rear window. That's really cool, really, really rare. My air conditioning controls are a lot different than the newer ones. And they also made a special edition, the Lamborghini like American version, and it had different wheels, different sills, and I think it was about the last 60 of them were built like that. But yeah, this is my Lambo truck, so I'm gonna show you all around it. All right guys, so I've got my little Vineyard right here. We're gonna go for a little rip in it, go off-roading. So what's cool is I'm kind of like Ferruccio Lamborghini in a way, where when Ferruccio sold Automobilia Lamborghini, he ended up retiring on a vineyard. So he bought a vineyard and he decided he wanted to become a vintner and make his own wine and all that. So I'm kind of in a way following his footsteps. I don't know if that secretly in the back of my mind happened or whatnot. I have no idea. But yeah, so we're gonna drive through my vineyard right here. I got about 18 acres of land, and I grow two different kinds of grapes here. So I've got Riesling and Gewürztraminer, and I sell them off to a big winery, and they make wine from it. So not quite like Ferruccio that way, but yeah, it's pretty cool that he made his own wine. He lived his passion, lived his dream, created automobiles, and then retired to a vineyard. It's just like the coolest thing ever. So I kind of want to be like him in a way. Hey guys, I stopped in the vineyard and I wanted to show you guys this bottle of a Lamborghini wine. This is from Ferruccio Lamborghini's vineyard. He's passed away now, but this is from his vineyard. It's an 03 from Umbria, that's the region, and it's a Sangiovese Merlot blend, where I don't have any of those grapes here. I only have white grapes, so I got Riesling and Gewürztraminer, but pretty cool to see his wine. You can still buy his wine today. But that's enough about the vineyard and the wine. Let's get back to talking about the Lambo truck, because that's what you guys really came here to see. All right, guys, it's a Lamborghini LM-002. What does LM-002 mean? Well, Lamborghini Militaria, that's what the LM stands for. And 002 it's the second prototype concept that they made it into production. So the very first vehicle they ever made was a Cheetah, the Lamborghini Cheetah, and that was specifically for the military use. So they wanted to try and get a contract with some kind of army somewhere and sell a bunch of these. It never happened. Then they designed another one, LM-001, LM-002, LM-003, and LM-004. So there's roughly 5 total of these designs done. Most of them failed. A couple, like the Cheetah was a V8 from Chrysler, and that was in the back, and it just had terrible handling. It was very, very bad off-road and handled like a pig. So the second design was a front-engine V12 Countach motor. So that's what ended up going into these trucks. So it's 450 horsepower. It's over 6,000 pounds, and they made about 300 for civilian ones for people like me to buy. So it's got a leather interior, air conditioning. It's got tinted windows, which is kind of cool. From the factory, it came with tinted windows. So it's very luxurious, and it was meant for Arab sheiks, that kind of thing, and that's what they geared it after. So come take a look. I want to show you the tires. So this is pretty rad. So we've got a tire designed by Pirelli specifically for Lamborghini, for this truck. So as you can see, it's a 345/60/17. So it's got 345s on the front and on the rear. So pretty rare, even in today's standards, you just do not see this. But it's also really cool. They made 2 different types of tires. They made one type of tire for mixed use, so on-road, off-road, and then this tire is for the sand, for the desert. So they are kind of gearing it towards those Arab countries that are just all sand. So it's got what they call a sand lip. And this lip on the outside of the tire and on the inside of the tire, if the tire went flat from, say, a bullet from a gun, or if it just got a tear in it, the tire can actually go flat and you can still run on it with no air. So these little reinforced rings on the outside will allow you to run with no air. So Pirelli's first original run flat. And there she is in all her glory. The Lamborghini Countach V12, as I said before, 450 horsepower. It's got about 370 foot-pounds of torque. So it actually has a lot of power, a lot of torque, and it's pretty rad. This truck, even though it weighs over 6,000 pounds, it'll do 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds. So it is not fast by today's standards, but back in the day, this thing would have been pretty quick for what it is. And you know, it is military use, so it's quite heavy. And the other cool thing about this truck is it actually has a top speed. Lamborghini says it'll do about 200 kilometers per hour, but I've actually had this one up to 220. So I know it'll do 220 kilometers per hour, and it is butter smooth at that speed. If it had more jam, if it had better gears, it would go faster, but that's not really the intent of the truck. But it is, it's a fast little truck for what it is. And over here, we actually have something that's unique to the LM as well. So normally a vehicle has a filter box system where the air filters are in. So that filter box is right below us here. So the air filters are in there, but it also has these 2 pre-cleaners. So if you're driving in the desert and there's sand flying up everywhere, the sand will actually come and get collected in these pre-filters, and it won't clog up your air filters inside. So it's kind of a neat little trick that they used because it's supposed to be for the military. So looking in the back of the truck, it actually has 4 jump seats. And this was originally designed so if you've got soldiers with you that have their AK-47s or whatnot, they can actually sit back here. And this is, you can have 8 people in this vehicle. So pretty cool that they designed it that way. This tire right here, this whole contraption folds down, making it easier to load cargo into the truck itself. And yeah, some of the Lambo trucks even have a little toolkit that sits in the back. Mine does not have it because they didn't design it in 1986. It wasn't until later on that they actually designed the little truck box. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So when Lamborghini was designing the LM-002, they had the famous test car driver, Valentino Balboni. He was in charge of the development of this vehicle. So I actually got to sit down with Valentino and have lunch with him one day. And I gave him this center console right here, just the center console. I didn't have the truck with me. So I unscrewed it and gave him this little center console and said, just gave it to him. And he flipped it around in his hands and he goes, LM-002. So he knew that this was from the LM, which was really cool. So I got him to sign it in green pen just to match the truck. But it was really cool to sit down with him and hear the history of him being a part of the designing of it, and his eyes light up when he was talking about designing and the development of this vehicle. So it really is a huge passion of his. Automobilia Lamborghini runs through his veins. All right, guys, that's it with the LM-002. I hope you liked it, but it's finally nice in the Okanagan. Sun is shining, and my Instagram feed's looking a little weak, a little just those iPhone shots, not the coolest. So I got my buddy Donovan Wagner here, pro photographer, pro videographer. So we're gonna jump in one of the cars and go do some rolling shots and try and make my Instagram a little bit cooler.
All right, Ryan. So for camera car today, we're going with the Mini G.
Little G is the best camera car there is because the roof folds down and 360-degree views.
Yeah, that's what matters. Okanagan views. Okay, I think we got some really good shots already. So we're just heading up to Knox Mountain. It's like a little, I don't know, I guess it's considered a mountain here in downtown Kelowna. And it's got some beautiful scenery and windy roads, so it gives us that little California look to our photos. And yeah, so if you guys are interested in learning about how I shot it, like settings wise and all the nerdy stuff, just leave a comment and I'll answer them because I'm sure most of you don't care. And yeah, we'll just head up to the top here and then we'll head back down. Okay guys, we're gonna wrap the vlog here today. That's it. We did some rollers up at Knox to end off this day. It was a beautiful Okanagan day for once, not raining. You guys saw the LM-002?
Yeah, started with the LM, finished at Knox with some rollers. What do you guys want to see next? Comment below, let us know, and we'll film whatever you guys want to see. So tell us. Just tell us.
Anything.
All right, that's it. Oh shoot.
You gotta tell them. Okay, so Ryan hasn't quite figured this out yet, so I'm just gonna take it from here. You guys, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Comment below what you guys want to see next. I'm not gonna pound that subscribe button. We're gonna treat it nicely because we want our people to stay around. And make sure you leave a comment below, you guys. Follow us on Instagram to see all the behind the scenes and little teasers when we're gonna film the next one. And I think that's about a wrap. So
that's it.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.